Whether you ride an e-bike, an e-skate, an electric scooter, an electric unicycle, or some other random electric rideable, they're all powered by lithium-ion batteries. And unfortunately, they don't last forever. They do have a limited lifespan before the battery health just takes a nosedive off a cliff. The average battery lasts roughly between 3 to 5 years, depending on how much you ride. But what if I told you that if you followed 3 pretty simple rules, you can dramatically increase your battery's lifespan and really reduce degradation? I'm talking like effectively double your battery's lifespan here. If you ride every day, or you're like me and you do crazy high mileage on skate packing trips, you can put a significant amount of wear on your battery very quickly if you don't take care of them. Lithium-ion batteries can actually last many years if you don't abuse them. And if you think you're not guilty of that, let me ask you this. Has it been sitting around for a while, either almost completely dead or fully charged? Have you left it out in your car cooking in the sun? Have you gotten to work on a really cold day and plugged it in to charge right away? If you've answered yes to any of those questions, you've been damaging your battery without even realizing it. The first thing you want to do is don't store your battery for long periods of time, either below 20% or above 80%. Even if you're charging it to full the night before you use it the next morning, that might not seem like that long, but how often are you doing that? What does that total amount of time left sitting at that charge add up to when you add up all the times you've done that? It can be pretty eye-opening. The reason being is that at high and low states of charge, the chemical processes that lead to degradation happen a lot faster. So if you charged your battery up to full and then left it sitting around for a month, you really haven't been doing it any favors. Even electric cars like Teslas highly recommend that you keep your battery between this 20% to 80% zone. If you're not going to ride for a while, store it at about halfway charged, 50%. And try to wait until right before you're actually going to ride it to charge it up to full. And when it runs down to empty, try to plug it into charge right away, unless the second way you might be damaging your battery is by charging it when it's super cold, like below freezing. The lithium-ion battery chemistry really doesn't like to take a charge when it's below freezing, and doing so can really hurt them. The reason that electric cars like Teslas can charge in those conditions, even when it's like minus 30 degrees Celsius out, is because they have a built-in heating system that warms the batteries up to an acceptable temperature before it starts dumping juice into the battery pack. Out of Spec Reviews did a video where he left his Tesla out in the cold for like 2 or 3 nights in really super cold temperatures and then plugged it in to charge at a supercharger. And it took, I think, 45 minutes just to heat up the battery pack before it started actually putting juice into the batteries. So if you're using your electric rideable in winter on a really cold day, give it about 20 to 30 minutes once you get inside before you plug it in to charge. Just set an alarm on your phone to remind yourself. And the last tip for battery life is to not let it get super hot either. Much like storing it at super low or super high states of charge, having the batteries be super hot also causes the chemical processes that cause degradation to happen a lot quicker. And this can be caused by leaving your electric rideable out in your car on a super hot day, especially if you live in a super sunny climate, or if you run your electric rideable long and hard with a very poorly ventilated enclosure for the battery. And this is exactly how fast chargers cause batteries to degrade faster, because it heats up the battery a lot more when it's charging it, because it's a lot more amperage going into the pack. And heat is actually what caused early model Nissan Leafs to have such bad battery issues. They had no active cooling system or thermal regulation, so the batteries would get super hot and degrade a lot faster than expected, especially in warm climates. So much so that there's actually a class action lawsuit against Nissan about it. If all this temperature nonsense is hard to keep track of, just think of it like this. Your battery likes to be roughly the same temperature that you like to be. The TLDR is that don't charge it when it's frozen, don't cook the battery, and don't store it either fully charged or near dead for long periods of time. Do these things and your battery will love you.